Going on, guys? Welcome back. And today we're doing film theory. It's Poppy Exposed, which is gonna be talking about Poppy. If none of y'all know who she is, I don't know who she is.
I'm Matt Pat. 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 I'm Matt. I'm Matt. I'm Matt Pat. I'm Matt. I'm Matt Pat. I'm Matt Pat. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, where first and foremost, shout out to Isabella Taylor from the Notification Squad. Thank you so much for ringing the bell and officially being the first on the Golden Globes video. Now, even though this is technically a film theory, every once in a while I'll dip into the wild and weird stuff that you see on YouTube. Salad fingers, don't hug me, I'm scared. And today we welcome another member into the hallowed halls of weird YouTube channels that will haunt your dreams. But instead of me saying anything, I'll just let her introduce herself. She's quite good at it.
I'm Poppy. I'm Poppy. 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 I'm Poppy.
All right, enough. We get it. Point taken. In case you haven't seen this channel around on either Poods or Fine Bros, let me introduce you to
Poppy.
an aspiring singer who has both a Vivo channel for her original songs and a personal channel where she posts frequent short videos of herself. And you might think that this sounds perfectly straightforward and wonder why this would ever merit a film theory instead of, say, I don't know, a third part of Doctor Who. Well, it's because the content of the videos on her personal channel are a bit more than what they appear. Sure, she might inflate and deflate a rabbit toy over and over again, or cryptically talk about what time it is, or just read the Bible straight from the beginning for a solid 49 minutes. And at first glance, you might be thinking that Poppy's videos are just random for the sake of being random. There are plenty of other channels on YouTube guilty of exactly that. But Poppy's aren't. I've gone through every one of that Poppy's videos.
Pause it right here. Poppy, don't believe what people say. Don't believe that. Just don't believe what people like. There's people out there that are ready to come out and get you to join their gangs. Like, if type in Eazy-E's last matches and he'll tell you.
There are a bunch of them, as well as all our social feeds and websites, and there is definitely a much more sinister narrative going on here. Poppy and the other people behind these videos, most notably their director, named Titanic Sinclair, yes, you heard me right, his name is Titanic Sinclair, like the boat, and the author of the most famous muckraking novel of all time, The Jungle, Upton Sinclair, are using these videos to comment on what it takes to be a pop star in the modern age. And I don't mean struggling your way through the ranks from humble beginnings. I mean being churned out by a cold corporate machine and selling your soul to the Illuminati. You heard that right. Poppy equals Illuminati.
So basically, none of y'all know who Illuminati is. Everybody knows what Illuminati is. They're a secret society that gets you in games. They take over YouTubers. I'm gonna say that. They take over every YouTuber. I'm not gonna be in it. I'm just saying that right now. I got my man, his name's, watch him. I forgot his name, but he does a lot of Illuminati confirmed stuff. He does a lot of Illuminati confirmed. He does all that. But I'm not going to do no Illuminati expose everybody. I'm just going to review videos that just have no real history stuff, but Illuminati, no. Beyonce, she's in it. God Singers are in it.
Confirmed. Now that might sound like a far-fetched conclusion to draw, but the evidence is there. So strap in, everybody, because the road to hell is paved in pastel pinks, has a really catchy reggae beat, and occurs in 4 quick phases. Phase number 1, innocent but sexual. One of the first things you'll notice notice about Poppy is that she appears very young. But how old is she really? Is she around 16, or maybe she's just a young-looking 20-something? It's hard to tell, and the people behind the channel are certainly interested in keeping her age a secret. As Poppy said in an interview with Racked.com, quote, "I don't want people to talk about how old I am. I want to talk about what I'm making." Either way, the clues to Poppy's youth are everywhere in her early videos. Her very first video shows her eating cotton candy. In another, she's playing He Loves Me Not with a flower. Yet another shows her hula hooping, and the name of her first extended play is called Bubble Bath. These choices are clearly no accident, because when asked in an interview to describe her style in 3 words, Poppy states,
Barbie, kawaii, child.
Barbie explains the pink clothes and blonde hair, and kawaii, the Japanese concept of cuteness, exemplified by things like Hello Kitty, is also pretty obvious. One look at her music video for Money and you see that Japanese aesthetic everywhere. But child is the important one, because it connects her to so many young blonde pop stars that we've seen over the past 20 years. For comparison, consider Britney Spears. We're all probably somewhat familiar with 21st century Britney, the one who wore a snake to the VMAs, made out with Madonna, and shaved her head, but I'm sure that those of you who can't tell a Gen X
I'm just gonna say this. Madonna, I think she dated Tupac. Because y'all can watch that. Madonna and Tupac, they fell in love. They didn't fall in love like that, but Madonna and Tupac. Anyway, it's okay for her to be free. Madonna, all Tupac's wives, like, all the women, the only women I remember Tupac never had that much girls. Anyway, Tupac, and some say Tupac might have a daughter. I believe it a little bit, cause you don't know what out there.
And from an RCL beauty can also remember late 90s Britney as well, when she first hit the scene. In the video for her first major hit, Baby One More Time, Spears' teenageness is on blatant display through her Catholic schoolgirl outfit, which of course comes with plenty of sexualization on its own. I mean, I've been invited to Catholic school dances before, and I have seen some pretty wild things at them, but those moves that Britney's doing aren't leaving any room for Jesus. Now, in those early days, she was an undeniable sex symbol, but in interviews would outright deny it, telling Esquire in 2003 that, quote, "Look, if you want me to be some kind of sex thing, that's not me." Are you sure, Britney? Because she said this to a magazine that ran pictures like this of her next to the very same interview. Yeah, because all the innocent girls I know are doing photo shoots topless, pulling down their panties and covering up their private parts with giant strands of pearls. What did you think those pictures were for? It's not sexual, it's just artwork. Dear Britney, when the lyrics to your big song outright say, "I'm not that innocent," forgive people for being a little skeptical when you say that you are so innocent.
No.
That is all I'm saying. But back to 2017. It's hard to deny that Poppy is drawing some parallels here. Just compare this still of Poppy from the video where she introduces herself to the cover of Britney Spears' first album. Poppy also expresses the same kind of aversion to sexuality as early-era Britney did, albeit in subtler ways. Take a moment from the video for Poppy's biggest single, Low Life. She's seated at a table with the devil, more on that one later, who peels a banana, puts it in his mouth, and, doesn't start to eat it. That, sir, is a choking hazard, Mr. Satan.
Gay.
Didn't anyone ever tell you to chew your food? Sure, we don't see anything particularly graphic going on here, but Poppy's reaction tells us pretty much everything that we need to know. Sex is not a part of Poppy or her message, but the companies that manage, publicize, and basically create pop stars don't care what your message is. In the words of another pop star, Pink, and her song Don't Let Me Get Me, quote, "LA told me you'll be a pop star, all you have to change is everything you are." They want their stars to be sexually appealing because it gets them attention and helps them sell to adults while still staying innocuous enough that parents don't find them too harmful for the younger fans. And if they're able to pull off this balancing act, that leads them to phase 2, dollar bills. Admittedly, this is the most self-explanatory of the phases, but it's one that the creators of the Poppy channel definitely want to acknowledge in their story. The first indication of money that we get is in the video I Made $500, in which Poppy gleefully examines and counts a stack of 5 $100 bills she's received. How she earned that money isn't entirely clear, though perhaps it's the result of the video titled Tide commercial, in which Poppy declares her love for Tide and talks about how much better her life is as a result of the detergent. But even more egregious than that is the song Money, which shamelessly promotes materialism with
I ain't gonna lie. I like Poppy, but I don't like the Illuminati stuff, so I don't like her like that. I don't like her like that. I don't love her. I don't love no Illuminati crap like that. Cause I think that crap, some demon stuff. I think that's creepy. I'm a Christian. I love God, but that's
lyrics
creepy.
like,
Money can buy happiness, then why is it so fabulous?
we could draw parallels to pop
Why
music here,
you-
but it's pretty obvious. With
why
fame
you-
comes money. But of
money.
course, with fame and money, there
Me,
comes some
money's
drawbacks,
the
and that
real
takes us to
thing, but I use
phase
money.
3, losing control of your message. If there's one way to make your fan base turn on you, it's becoming a hashtag sellout.
So anyway, what Game 3 is saying is, there's hidden music, like, music, you can still listen to it. I'm not just saying you don't have to quit the music you're listening to, but there's hidden messages in some music, especially in Poppy's one.
Once a celebrity gets hot, their list of
Just rewind it and you can listen to the hidden messages.
responsibilities goes way beyond just making music. At one point, Lady Gaga considered quitting music altogether, citing that she was unhappy with a variety of things, but especially being used to make other people money by doing things like selling fragrances or standing around taking pictures. When she stopped doing those things, she says, she remembered who she was, as though taking away everything behind the scenes restored her individuality. Similarly, there are outside forces that try to control what Poppy has to say in a lot of her videos. In Low Life, the first music video I talked about earlier, we see men in suits and breathing masks and wheelchairs. The men behind the scenes pulling the strings and trying to get Poppy to sell out to the devil and his, banana. Poppy in this video is able to reject their control, as shown by her shoving them off stage. But fast forward to more recent videos, and this tide has started to change. In the video titled Shirt, Poppy is holding a t-shirt containing her lyric, "If money can't buy happiness, then why is it so fabulous?" Poppy looks off camera and asks,
What do you want me to say?
the answer we get is garbled and mechanical, but if you alter the pitch using audio manipulation tools, you get this. Just read what's on the shirt. At which point, Poppy reads the slogan. Later in the video, the voice tells Poppy to tell the people to buy the t-shirt, and she complies again. This represents a time recently after a pop star has become famous and is being pushed around to do and say and promote everything that other people want. In a more recent video called I'm Not Lying to You, we get another cryptic
What the heck is that? No. That's some creepy stuff. What are you doing with a black skull? I know I'm in love with God. I'm in love with all that. But that is straight up creepy. What are you doing with that? Alright, let's
message
get
from
back.
a skull that speaks to Poppy in reverse. Decoded, it says, but unlike before, this time Poppy doesn't follow instructions, claiming that,
I used to be more honest, but now they won't let me.
in fact, Poppy makes a lot of references to an unseen but powerful they in many of her videos. So, who are they? Are they the businessmen who we saw on set with her? Well, yes, but it's also far more dangerous than that. And here's where things start to go off the rails. In Japan, we get the typical Poppy-esque statements like,
What is the difference between Hollywood and Japan?
and,
Will you come to Japan with me?
but towards the end of the
Hell no.
video, the tone shifts, as Poppy urgently
I'm
says to the
sorry,
camera,
but-
Don't tell them I'm here. I need to escape. They don't want me to go.
and then the video cuts out. It's not just that Poppy is unhappy with her music
That
career,
tells you
it's that
somebody
she
kidnapped
fears
her.
she's in danger. And that's because she's a product of Phase 4, the Illuminati. Yup, the same group that causes videos to have more likes than views and is single-handedly keeping Half-Life 3 off the market is also keeping Poppy under their collective thumb. Okay, so seriously, this may feel like it's coming out of left field, but let me explain. Those who believe in the Illuminati, which is, according to theories, an all-powerful secret society that controls politics and media, and also occasionally practices in the occult and brainwashing, believe that many of the most famous
Basically, I
pop
went
stars
to
in
a
history
church,
are members.
and then I
Britney
saw
Spears,
this
check. Christina
cotton
Aguilera, check.
apple.
Lady Gaga, check. Taylor Swift, check. Beyonce, check. Double check and triple check. So if Poppy is truly the tale of the modern female pop idol, then the Illuminati being involved actually makes a lot of sense. Well, how can you tell if someone's in the Illuminati? Those of you whose heads aren't wrapped in tinfoil might be wondering. And there are essentially two different qualifications. One, the person must be famous, rich, and or influential. And two, they use the Illuminati symbols. Since, as this very scholarly looking